University Arena, the campus of Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, as another in the chapters of Hoosier hysteria takes place tonight. Tates Locke and his 3-1 Sycamores of Indiana State in town to battle with Dick Hunsaker and his 4-1 Cardinals of Ball State. Hi again, everybody. I'm Michael Rega. I'll call the play-by-play for you this evening. My partner is the former Ohio State Buckeye, Luke Whitty. Luke, we talk about an interstate rivalry. This is the 108th time these two ball clubs are getting together.
Well, and it's going to be a good one. Last year, a 2-point margin. We're going to see a good one tonight.
We'll come back and tell you more. You're watching Ball State University basketball from University Arena.
Now through the end of the year, your local Gold Key Cadillac dealer is offering special year-end closeout sale prices on all 1992 and 1993 Cadillacs. Right now, you can drive home in a new 1993 Cadillac Sedan DeVille for only $499 per month by taking advantage of GMAC's special 24-month Smart Lease program. Or take advantage of up to a $2,000 cash incentive on the remaining 1992 Cadillac Eldorados and Sevilles. Don't miss the special year-end closeout sale prices only at your local Gold Key Cadillac dealer and only through December 31st.
By his outstanding two-guard Greg Thomas, along with an improving center, the big man inside in Marcus Johnson.
Well, I tell you what, Indiana State has really come a long way. He's built a nice program. Coach Locke is one of those guys that can come in and rejuvenate a setting like Indiana State had and has really got them back on the winning program. As you said, Greg Thomas, really a smart kid out there playing in the forecourt, and he knows the basketball court really well. Put it up with a three-pointer also. Marcus Johnson down low, a little on the thin side, but we'll see what he can do in the middle against the Cardinals.
The Cards of Dick Hunsaker have potentially many offensive weapons, and a little 5'10" point guard, Jamie Matthews, along with their man in the middle, Bill Gillis, are two guys that Hunsaker needs to get off.
Well, really a nice 1-2 punch. Jamie Matthews only coming in at 5'10", really a small player, but good heads-up basketball player. Bill Gillis, big and strong, the wide body inside.
All right, so we've got this stage almost set. You're going to meet the starting lineups coming up in just a couple of seconds from University Arena in Muncie. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball.
3.
Here at University Arena.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to University Arena for tonight's game between the visiting Sycamores of Indiana State and your Ball State University Cardinals. Let's meet tonight's starters in alternating order. First for Indiana State, starting at guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 11, LaSalle Thompson. Starting at guard for Ball State, a 6'3" junior from Chicago, Illinois, number 31, Quentin Benson. At guard for Indiana State, a 6-foot senior from Speedway, Indiana, number 32, Greg Thomas. At guard for Ball State, a 5'10" senior from New Washington, Indiana, number 15, Jamie Matthews. At center tonight for the Sycamores, a 6'9" junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 42, Marcus Johnson. At center for the Cardinals, a 6'7" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 32, Bill Gillis. At a forward for Indiana State, a 6'6" sophomore from Switz City, Indiana, number 54, Matt Burgess. At forward for Ball State, a 6'7" sophomore from Calumet Park, Illinois, number 34, Steve Payne. And at the other forward for Indiana State, a 6'6" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 3, Jason Edwards. And the other forward for Ball State is a 6'5" senior from Hammond, Indiana, number 12, David Hall. Head coach for Indiana State in his 4th season is Tates Locke. Head coach for Ball State in his 4th season is Dick Hunsaker.
You get a good look at Dick Hunsaker with his assistant coach Leonard Drake behind him. Luke Whitty, this young man, 75 wins in 3 years of competition plus a couple of games. That's one of the very best in all of college basketball as we take a look at the starting lineups.
Well, here are the starting lineups where when you have the forwards, Jason Edwards and Matt Burgess matching up against David Hall and Steve Payne. And in the middle, as we said, you have a big matchup, big man Bill Gillis for the Ball State Cardinals against Marcus Johnson, and the guard positions for the Sycamores is Greg Thomas, LaSalle Thompson, and over on the other side of the chart, Jamie Matthews and Quentin Benson.
Both these ball clubs have the ability to be very athletic in the open floor, Luke. There's some supreme performers here that can run the floor in transition as we take a look at our game officials. The gentleman who will call it tonight, John Tipton, on the left of your screen, Roger Paramore, and Mick Seacrest out of the Mid-American Conference office under the direction of Supervisor of Officials, Jim Desmond. A lot of athletes on the floor, Luke.
These people can get up and down. You see a lot of athletes. They'll be able to get the ball into the people inside. I am very much impressed with the guard situations with Jamie Matthews and Greg Thomas. Both fine, good heads up, smart basketball players. Quentin Benson coming along after starting very early on in the season for Indiana State last year. Got pulled, sat the bench quite a bit. Now he's back in the lineup. I think he feels a little bit more comfortable with this coming on. So we're going to see a lot from LaSalle Thompson.
Roger Paramore puts it up between Bill Gillis and Jason Edwards, and we're on go out of University Arena. Matt Burgess, foul line right, will kick it up top. LaSalle Thompson, who runs the offense. Greg Thomas squeezes out that first 15-footer and drains it. Took but 13 seconds, and Indiana State's got their first deuce on the board. Greg Thomas, excellent shooter. He showed you why there with that very sweet stroke. Quentin Benson went to go down low. Steve Payne had his shot rejected inside, and Indiana State back on the run.
Marcus Johnson doing very effective work inside, anticipating the shot, going up big for the block.
Matt Burgess just threw it away for Indiana State. Gillis will save the Payne in the paint. Once, twice goes glass, couldn't get it down.
Well, early on in this basketball game, Marcus Johnson showing his presence, 6'9" inside, intimidating both Gillis and Payne in the middle, come up with the basketball.
LaSalle Thompson will be hounded by Jamie Matthews. Thomas again squeezes out the triple and drains another. So Greg Thomas 2 for 2, one of them being a 3. Indiana State off early, 5-zip.
Thomas turns around and looks at the official to make sure it's 3.
Bill Gillis calling for it on the low block, trying to work on Marcus Johnson. Johnson will shut him off with that good defense. Gillis again. Wheels inside, drew contact, and he'll go to the line. So Bill Gillis drew the personal foul from 6'9" junior Marcus Johnson.
Well, when you take a look at these two men inside, Marcus Johnson, he comes in about 210 pounds. Bill Gillis showing about 230. He may be a little bit heavier than that. He has a lot of body. He can go inside real strong. Here you see him going up, getting the ball up in the air, putting himself rather on the foul line. But Bill Gillis coming off of a summer of complete inactivity, undergoing surgery right after Labor Day. He, in essence, did not touch a basketball until November.
Bill Gillis only at 39% so far in the first 5 contests. Splits the pair, but David Hall will run it down for Ball State. Gillis low block. Trying to use that power shot it over the hoop. David Hall will run it down. Matthews glides to the glass and drains it down for his first bucket of the night.
Well, Matthews doing an excellent job going in there, one-handed bank. That shows you what kind of an athlete he is. He can get it up and put it on the board.
Jamie Matthews averaging better than 11 a game. 5-3. Ball State down 2 to Indiana State. Early going. A couple of minutes into it here at University Arena in Muncie. Just center Marcus Johnson about 24 feet away from the hoop. Edwards wheeling inside. Excellent move. Went off the window to get it down. First hoop of the night.
Jason Edwards doing a nice job of getting himself open. Plus, you've got a guy 6'9" setting out at the high post range, passing the ball inside. That makes it a lot easier because his perception is so much better on the floor.
This is Quentin Benson. The senior David Hall, who transferred in here from Arkansas Little Rock. Matthews will stick that triple. Jamie Matthews, one of the best three-point marksmen, certainly in the Mid-American Conference, is showing you why by draining his 3.
Coming into tonight's match, he was 8 for 16. That puts him at 9 for 17, a little bit above the 500 mark from that three-point range.
Indiana State by 1, 7-6 early going. Thomas, excellent look to Edwards. Kicked away. Let's keep it with Indiana State.
I like the way the Sycamores are looking inside. They're not afraid to get that ball in and penetrate inside the red.
Ball State in that man-to-man that they prefer. They'll match it up occasionally as they did against Xavier the other night, but Dick Hunsaker very much a proponent of playing solid, sticky man-to-man defense. Matt Burgess outside the arc. This is LaSalle Thompson. Shot clock at 13 as Edwards goes glass. Yes, you can count it with the David Hall foul.
David Hall putting as much pressure as he can on the inside, but excellent job of getting the ball down inside. And you know, you take a look at Edwards here. He's going to his right, comes back to his left, fakes up. He didn't fake, I'm sorry. He just put it right back up on the glass. Good and strong, down for 2.
Jason Edwards will complete that three-point play, so he has half of the Indiana State 10. Greg Thomas has the other 5 of that. See a little 2-1-2 trap pressure here. Ball State will try to beat it. Gillis will kick it back up top. Matthews went hard through the paint and got shut off by LaSalle Thompson. Payne, excellent look. Gillis, he went strong up to that rack, drew a lot of contact, and the Marcus Johnson foul. Excellent look from Steve Payne to Bill Gillis on those low blocks.
You know, one thing that I watched this afternoon during practice, and you see that Payne and Gillis are really starting to work off of each other. Here you see a nice pass into Gillis as he's breaking towards the hole, puts him on the foul line. But one thing that when you have two big men able to play off of each other down on the hole where they're picking for each other and looking for each other when the other one gets the basketball, it's almost like a sixth sense. You have that brotherhood relationship where you know the other one is, you know if he's going to be open, and you get the basketball to him.
You talk about that continually, and I know you like being a former man who played down underneath the hoop. You like the interaction between the big people.
Well, there's a two-man game interaction when you can get two big people down low and they can play off of each other. And if you can get that relationship to be good and solid and you're working to get each other open, it can be very, very effective.
Bill Gillis bangs down a pair from the free throw stripe for Ball State. Cards cut it back to a deuce. 10-8 Indiana State. Happy you're with us tonight out of University Arena in Muncie. The 108th square-off between these two Hoosier State rivals. LaSalle Thompson thought about taking Jamie Matthews. Offensive foul, LaSalle Thompson. Excellent defensive stance and posture there out of little Jamie Matthews.
Well, Jamie Matthews knows how to hold his ground and had a feeling that LaSalle Thompson wanted it more than the man being in his way, so he went ahead and took it. Now we also have a situation where Marcus Johnson, 2 fouls, sitting on the bench. Burgess is taking over the center position. He works very well with his back to the basket. He'll want the basketball in low. We'll just see how this matchup works out.
Matthews thinking 3. Got another one. Jamie Matthews, second triple hit of the night to put Ball State up 11-10.
Here's one thing that Ball State does very well. They get the ball inside, kicking it back out for that three-point shot.
Burgess, 14-footer, wouldn't fall. Soaring high with the rejection inside is Quentin Benson, but we've got a Mick Sechrest whistle and a Quentin Benson Ball State foul. Wow, did he get up?
Well, I tell you, I wasn't sure that was Benson coming across right off the bat. I thought it was Payne coming across because he was up so high. Here you see him coming across the side. He just really got himself up on the boards. This is the little collision they had about 3 seconds before that foul.
6'9" Chad Gilbert, you see it, the sophomore out of Charleston, Indiana. Just checked in the basketball game for Marcus Johnson, who picked up those 2 quick whistles, but 3.5 minutes into it.
It's really funny. A comment was made the other day about Mr. Chad Gilbert. They didn't know if he was a guard or a center because he had 13 rebounds and he had 2 3-pointers.
We'll be back. Ball State basketball is what you're in tune to out of University Arena in Muncie.
Television possible, and a lot of other things we'd have a hard time doing without. We're Amex Coal Industries. Just think of us as a basketball power.
Great job, people. Here at McQuick.
Again from Indiana State, but got a little bit of debris on the floor that we're going to have to get cleaned up. His official Mick Sechrest stopped the action momentarily. David Hall, Bill Gillis, Quentin Benson, Jamie Matthews, and Steve Payne, the 5 that started it for Ball State. Facing this trap pressure of Thomas and LaSalle Thompson, now crossing the timeline.
Well, this is one thing we really expected. Tates Locke mixing up his defense a little bit. And there you see a big jam by Steve Payne, getting the ball inside on the block, turning inward. He can get up.
This young man is so very athletic. He did that same movement 3 times the other night in the loss to Xavier in the second half. Burgess trying to muscle in the paint, whistle, and we've got a foul underneath on Chad Burgess, or Matt Burgess rather. Wipe it away, no hoop. Player control foul on Matt Burgess.
Here you see a good set. You see Gillis coming over. I'm sorry, Steve Payne coming over, setting that block, getting his body straight. Whistle.
Ball State will go to work offensively now with their first lead of the night at 13-12. Jason Edwards, excellent steal. LaSalle Thompson will run open floor.
Oh,
Outstanding defensive pick from Jamie Matthews, who starts Ball State the other way. David Hall for 3. Overshot everything. Give it back to Indiana State. Magnificent steal from Jamie Matthews at the Ball State defensive end.
what a great set of hands, Mike. When anybody could come in there, he one-handed palmed that ball out of his hand, stripped it to get the ball up the court.
Check it in for Ball State is their 6-man extraordinaire, Jamal Sylvester. Sylvester, a 6'6", 175-pound junior out of Riley High in South Bend.
Sylvester, we've watched him play a number of years, Mike, and he just gets better and better. What a great athlete.
Fun to watch. Stepping in the passing lane, Quentin Benson on the steal. Ball State. Sylvester to the hole off the Jamie Matthews dish. Ball State up 3. Doesn't take long for Jamal Sylvester to get in the books.
I think that was kind of what we were talking about, Mike.
Exactly.
Get down the floor, get it up.
15-12, Ball State by 3. Greg Thomas, who hit a triple and a 2-point early in this contest. Again, sighting the 3. Not there. Yanked down by Steve Payne. Matthews again will push it for Ball State. Quentin Benson thinking about it now, loads it up. Kicked out of there on him into the hands of Chad Gilbert for Indiana State.
Gilbert getting a lot of pressure under the board, being able to hand on the basketball with a great deal of pressure.
This is LaSalle Thompson. He runs the show as a sophomore for Tates Locke's Sycamores. Jason Edwards. Ball State overplaying well. Gilbert goes to the hole. Payne got a piece of it. Gilbert will muscle it again. Not there, and yanked down by Steve Payne. Matthews in the transition run. Matthews baseline glass. Wouldn't stay down for him. Payne powers it up and got it down.
Good power by Payne under the hoop, getting the people off their feet because of his fake up, going up for 2. One thing I will have to say, Mike, is Ball State is playing tremendous defense. They're taking away the running lanes and the passing lanes and just doing a tremendous job on this D-end.
Greg Thomas wanted to go to the low block to Chad Gilbert. Steve Payne acting a little bit incredulous at the call, but nevertheless, he got hit with a personal. That's first on Payne. That is the 3rd on Ball State as a ball club. As you get a good look at Mark Hardwick. Hardwick, 6'2", 165-pound junior eligible out of Jay County High School, Dunkirk, Indiana. Hardwick checks in. One of the 3-point bombardiers for Dick Hunsaker.
Hardwick had 20 points against Simon Fraser to lead the Cardinals.
Mike Jovanovic checked in the contest. Gilbert rises up and just sticks the 3. This guy's a good-looking shooter. Or Greg Thomas, excuse me. Thomas buries that triple to put Indiana State back within a deuce. Oh, Thomas now with a total of 8 quick ones for Tates Locke. Jamie Matthews being hounded by LaSalle Thompson, overplayed by Jason Edwards, but he got a piece of Bill Gillis.
Indiana State still playing the man-to-man in the hole. They're trying to cover people. They're having a lot of problems inside. I would suspect that we would see some type of zone from Tates Locke here very shortly to control the inside a little bit better.
Excellent look off the inbound pass inside to 6'7" Bill Gillis, who uses that bulk to power down a pair for Ball State.
Every coach wants his man, if they're going to throw the ball inside, to be one step behind the backboard. Bill Gillis that time was not, and still canned it for 2.
19-15, Ball State by 4. Inside 12 minutes left in the first half. Kick ball from Steve Payne. We got a timeout on the floor. Don't go away. Ball State's up 4 on Indiana State, 19-15. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball from University Arena in Muncie.
One hand, palm the basketball, got it up, and you know, to play fast break defense like that, that's a great attribute.
Outstanding quickness, hand-eye dexterity from Jamie Matthews. This is Greg Thomas. Thomas went to put it on the deck and drew the David Hall foul as Thomas started his move to the hoop. The 6-foot, 185-pound senior out of Speedway, Indiana, who has impressed early with his shooting prowess.
David Hall usually plays some pretty good defense, too. That time he decided to use his hands instead of his feet to move in front of the man.
It's LaSalle Thompson squaring off with Jamie Matthews. Excellent matchup. Thomas again rises up and just rips another 3. Wow, this young man is right now just on fire.
Well, one thing I heard Dick Hunsinger say this afternoon, he is every bit as good, if not better, than Jamie Gladden out of Xavier.
That's a 3rd triple hit in this first half for Greg Thomas. David Hall wheeling in the paint, not there. Bill Gillis backed it out to Jamie Matthews, whose triple try comes up a bit flat. Indiana State on the run, looking to retake the lead. Sycamores down 1, 19-18. Drop step from Jason Edwards. Dropped a little bit too much to suit referee John Tipton. Traveling on Edwards, turnover, Indiana State.
Well, Jason Edwards, who is an excellent defensive player, he usually likes to play well with his back to the basket. But on one thing I'm surprised is that he turns and faces up immediately. If he'd just be a little bit more patient with his back right to the red, I think he'd be a little bit better off.
Ball State running a very classic 1-4 offense with Matthews at the point and those kind of entry looks. Excellent defensive play. Greg Thomas, who just picked the pocket of Bill Gillis. Jovanovic put it on the deck, kick it up top. Gilbert. Good show and go through the paint and goes glass to lay it home. Excellent move from Chad Gilbert, the 6'9" sophomore.
What I say, you didn't know if he was a guard or a center. Putting the ball on the floor from a high point position and getting in low.
Knew his way to the hoop there. Indiana State back up 1, 2019. Hardwick pull up on the run. Got bumped, bodied from behind, and that foul I think is going to go on Mike Jovanovic.
Yeah, Jovanovic coming up over the back. That's a good call. Anytime you see somebody coming up on the back, you're usually going to have some type of body contact, and officials at times will call that a little bit early, but I think there was a good foul there.
You're looking at Matt Burgess, who's checking back in for the Sycamores of Indiana State. Mark Hardwick at the stripe to our left for Dick Hunsaker's Cards. Hardwick coming into the contest tonight, 5 of 6 from the stripe, 83%. Not hurting himself there. Steve Payne checking back in. Bill Gillis with his first blow on the bench of Dick Hunsaker tonight. Mark Hardwick completes the pair from the line, his first 2 of the evening. He's in the books, and Ball State back on the lead, 21-20. 10-10 left in the first half of play out of University Arena. We're pleased you're with us statewide here around the Hoosier State this evening. LaSalle Thompson trying to get Tates Locke's offense in sync.
Thompson taking his time, looking for the back pick. Why he gets that back pick, people are trying to get themselves open underneath.
Thomas thought about spotting up. Gilbert baseline. Shot clock short, it's at 9. Gilbert had it rejected by Steve Payne. Matthews will run the other way, Ball State. Quentin Benson for the 3, came up flat. Chad Gilbert will yank down the board and send LaSalle Thompson the other way. Thomas, good entry pass inside, putting it up too hard. Matt Burgess. Ball State will come back. Jamie Matthews. Good kick pass, Benson. Strong to the bucket. Take it away. Offensive foul, Quentin Benson.
Well, Benson went in as strong as he possibly can. Matt Burgess just had that 1-2 count long enough for him to get himself set along the blocks. And when somebody has that much time, you're much better off to go ahead and stop right there, put it up on the glass.
Solid defensive presence from Matt Burgess.
Yeah, Matt Burgess comes in there, and he is not afraid to take the charge. I think they call him the lunch pail player.
Yeah. Mike
to come
Haynes
to work.
is checked in for Indiana State. Haynes running in that backcourt now. Thrown away by Chad Gilbert into the hands of Mark Hardwick, and Ball State's going to keep it. So another turnover. And we'll see now. Let's watch if Tate's Lock Ball Club suffers a little bit, Luke, without Greg Thomas, the guy who has just been ablaze here in the first half.
Well, I think when you have somebody like him on the court, as much as he is on the court, and you take him out of the basketball game, it does have a little bit of an effect on the team. But it should be a positive, because the other guys should be able to pick up their roles and play much harder with him out.
Steve Payne lost it on the low box. Turnover, Ball State. LaSalle Thompson coming back for the Sycamores of Indiana State, trying to do something about this very slight 1-point deficit, 21-20. Mike Haynes trying to take Jamie Matthews. He'll pull it, gun it, crawled over that iron into the hands of Steve Payne. Payne's strong on both boards tonight for Dick Hunsaker. Skip pass from Quentin Benson into the hands of Jamal Sylvester. This is Mark Hardwick.
Indiana State doing a good job defensively down low, especially Burgess, who's keeping people from going across the lane.
Jamie Matthews with that pulling gun from just inside that foul line. Ripped the nets. Matthews continues his outstanding not only floor game, but shooting the basketball for Hunsaker. LaSalle Thompson fadeaway jumper from about 12. Clanked off that iron and running Quentin Benson. Matthews in rhythm for three.
Matthews, nice stroke, turns around to the official. Do I have three or not?
He got the tray. Jamie Matthews lighten it up first half for the Cardinals of Ball State. Biggest lead for Hunsaker's Cards. They're up 6, 26-20. Mike Jovanovic checked off by Mark Hardwick. Stolen away Jamie Matthews. 3-on-2 run out. Good dish. Sylvester lays it gently and down. Tate's Lock says, I got to get a timeout. The Ball State run has been 7 in a row, and the Cards are up a total now of 8. 28-20 Ball State. We'll get you back to University Arena in Muncie. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball.
Just think of us.
A couple things Indiana State's having problems with. They're having problems with getting the ball inside and penetrating. They've thrown the ball away a number of times. They got to slow down offense a little bit. Their defense is not too bad, but a little bit more pressure will help.
Matthews' three wouldn't go after the misfire from Greg Thomas on the Indiana State end. Jamal Sylvester ran it down, keep it with Ball State. They're up 8, 28-20. Inside 6.5 left in the first here in Muncie. Jamie Matthews looking down on those low blocks. Sylvester, good stop, and then gun off glass to put it down.
So what's happening, they're looking at Gillis inside, and Thomas is coming back to help out a little bit. Unfortunately, that's left Sylvester alone.
That's a quick 6 for Jamal Sylvester. The lead is 10, biggest of the night for either club. LaSalle Thompson to cut into it with that triple. Crawled across the iron into the hands of Bill Gillis, who's back for Hunsaker. Again, Sylvester goes glass. This time not there in the run. But Jason Edwards could not control it as he tried to start up floor, keep it with Ball State.
Dick Hunsaker has got to be happy about his first half performance. The Cardinals have not played well in the first half. They just seem to not get themselves going till the second half, playing much better this evening.
Checking in for Indiana State is Robert Carr, 6'9", 225-pound sophomore. And on the steal comes Greg Thomas, trying to take Hardwick to the hoop. Tough jumper that goes glass and down for Greg Thomas. Outstanding first half for Thomas, and you see why that Tate's Lock didn't want to keep him down too long. He can hit tough shots in traffic.
Well, you take a look at Thomas. That is Tate's extension right out on the floor. He was the very first kid that was recruited by Tate's Lock at Indiana State.
Jamal Sylvester fading baseline and draining the 12-foot jumper. A quick 8 for Jamal Sylvester. Well, this is instant offense off Hunsaker's bench. Coach has got to love this type of productivity out of his 6 man.
Well, what a delight. When you have somebody that can come in and have that type of production, he's averaging over 11 points a basketball game. Plus, Ball State has 4 guys in double figures, and that's a real asset.
Ball State up 10, 32-22. LaSalle Thompson trying to get Tates Locke Sycamores into their offense. Low blocks, this is Jason Edwards. Put it on the deck and jump over the top of Steve Payne. Kicked out of there on him into the hands of Jamal Sylvester. Matthews had a 3 if he wanted it. Sylvester instead shows, goes, had it rejected. Gillis will finger roll it up and give Bill Gillis the deuce.
Bill Gillis going up with what we call a little jump hook over for 2. He is so strong when he goes up and powers himself up. There's not anybody that's going to hang with him.
34-22. Ball State by a dozen. Jason Edwards and LaSalle Thompson, a 2-man game. Gilbert gets involved. Had it slapped back in his face by the tandem of Steve Payne and Bill Gillis. Alternating possession, the arrow says, let's go the Cardinals' way. Now, Bill Gillis and Steve Payne and Jamal Sylvester. Luke, you can talk about when you get that kind of active athletes in the paint defensively. We're going to see it here. Tough to deal with.
Yeah, here you see a lot of action. There's a lot of board play. Anytime you get Indiana schools and that ball falls on the floor in the paint, you're going to have 10 people jumping on it.
Rodney Holmes is checked into the contest, running the point now offensively for Dick Hunsaker's Ball State Cards. Where's number 3? Hardwick's going to squeeze out a 3 off that back iron, but look who runs it down. Jamal Sylvester. Sylvester with a left hand, yes.
That is so important for a basketball club to be able to have that inside-outside basketball game. Sylvester coming inside, getting the ball to Bill Gillis. Bill Gillis under pressure, doesn't want to take the shot, snap it back out. Sylvester for 2.
Make it 10 now for Jamal Sylvester in his first half. The lead is ballooned to 14, 36-22. LaSalle Thompson trying to get this Indiana State offense a little bit better synced up. Working on Rodney Holmes. Chad Gilbert will back it out of there. Shot clock getting a little bit short. It's now at 8. Thomas has got to go to work. Edwards will pull the trigger baseline and stick that tough jumper. I like Jason Edwards, Luke. He's an athlete, and he looks like he just knows how to play the game and wants the basketball.
Well, it seems kind of funny, but I've watched him, and it seems like he's a little bit better from 15 feet out than he is from 15 feet in. So we'll see how that progresses throughout this evening.
The hot Jamal Sylvester maybe cooled off there, probably forced that 12-footer in traffic off the baseline. Sycamore's trying to cut it back to 10 if they're successful on this trip. We're underneath 3 left in the first half, 36-24, Ball State.
Ball State really putting the screws on the lid right now defensively and playing very tough inside here. Partial block by Payne.
Chad Gilbert had it rejected by Payne. Gilbert's going to try to go over Gillis. Wouldn't stay down. The tip will go. And I believe we're going to give it to Robert Carr, but we'll check it. Robert Carr and Jason Edwards had hands up around that iron. And we'll go with Robert Carr, the 6'9" sophomore, 36-26. Ball State by 10. This is Rodney Holmes. Holmes, who did not play basketball a year ago here for Dick Hunsaker's Cards, came back to the club this year after the departure of Mike Spicer, Keith Stalling, Chandler Thompson.
Holmes still a little on the heavy side from his year off. Dick Hunsaker has him on weights and trying to get some of those pounds off of there so he can glide and slide up and down the floor.
Shot clock is now at 8 as Bill Gillis turns and fires baseline, ran his own down. Didn't get it to stay down the hole. Yanked out of there by Jason Edwards. 90 seconds left, first half of play. Indiana State down 10, and they'll try to cut into that lead a bit more. Robert Carr. Edwards looks at Steve Payne and then backs out of there. Indiana State trying to be patient. They invert this offense quite a bit. Get a lot of high post sets and looks. Shot clock now is at 15 as LaSalle Thompson will go to work. Good look inside Carr. Muscled it on the glass. Didn't get it to fall, but he got contact. and will go to the line.
Well, LaSalle Thompson really looking inside. Indiana State still very patient with the basketball at this point. They're trying to get themselves slowed down a little bit because I think early on in the first half here, there was a period where they just were not executing the way that Coach Locke wants them to execute. He's very much a disciplined type of coach. He wants them to run their routes and get the picks the way they're supposed to, and then you know where people are going to be.
You saw a look at Dick Hunsaker, one of the most successful 3-year head coaches in all of college basketball, as we said at the top of the show. 71 wins in that 3-year span. Ties him for 3rd in the quickest to reach 70 wins in all time in collegiate basketball, Luke.
I think he's tied with a guy by the name of Sharp, the Tark.
I think everybody knows of who we speak, too. Robert Carr bangs home a pair from the line to pull Indiana State back to within 8. 36-28, Ball State by 8. Don't go away. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball out of University Arena in Muncie.
The Hoosiers are off and running as they make a bid to be the best in the nation. Catch their next exciting game Friday at 6:30 on Indiana Sports Station TTV4.
Now stands at 36-28 over Indiana State Sycamores. We are exactly at the minute mark left in the first half as Jamie Matthews is back and going to go to work on LaSalle Thompson. Excellent matchup of quickness and court savvy there. Dick Hunsaker probably wanted his ball club to run their offense, Luke, here, use some shot clock. Take this down as far as you can.
Use some shot clock and be very patient with the basketball. There's no sense ruining what leads you have by being out of sync. He does want patience out there right now in the last half minute.
On a 17-second differential, game clock at 30, shot clock now at 12. Shot clock at 8. Sylvester rises up. Not there. Steve Payne didn't stay down. Indiana State with a chance to cut this to 6, maybe 5. 15 ticks left first half of play. You see the game clock in set lower right of your screen. LaSalle Thompson's got to go to work. Had it picked away. Holmes, will he get it up? Rodney Holmes pulls, fires the triple off glass. Sit down. Yeah, you can count it for Rodney Holmes at the first half buzzer.
Now you got to tell you got to call the bank for it to count, right?
Rodney says, I'll tell you what, I'm not getting a lot of minutes right now, so I'll take it and take it any way I can.
Oh, and there's a little confrontation out on the floor. Dick Hunsaker wants 3. Roger Paramore says 2.
So Dick Hunsaker talking about it with Roger Paramore and the officiating crew. Ron Heklinski tells us it's only going to be a deuce. It looked like it was for a tray, but you see Hunsaker not at all pleased as he walks off. Ball State up 10 over Indiana State at the break, 38-28. Now go away. We'll get you back to University Arena in Muncie. Halftime festivities coming up. Around the Hoosier State tonight, taking a look at the 108th meeting between the Sycamores of Indiana State and the Cards of Ball State. You know, the 1989-90 basketball season saw the Ball State basketball squad advance to the NCAA Sweet 16 for the very first time, where they eventually lost an exciting battle to the national champion of that year, UNLV's Runnin' Rebs. And one of the stars of that team was forward Greg Miller, who has returned this season as a part-time assistant coach. Had a chance to talk with Greg about his career here at Ball State and this year's squad.
Greg, most people say you've got to be maybe a little bit wacky to want to be a college basketball coach, but from a business sense, a preparation sense, how's it impacted you different than your playing days here at Ball State?
Well, it's changed for me a lot because, you know, as a player, the coach gives you the material, and as a coach, you have to give the player material. So now I have to research films and research players and where they come from, what they do the best, tendencies and things like that to help us win.
You know, we sit here in University Arena, and I can't help to think back to the Irving Gym days, and what a terrific 4 years it was for you. It's got to be something that you grow on a great deal of pride from, to be a part of this outstanding run here at Ball State.
Well, sure, and that's why I like to come back, you know, because this is what it is, and I helped build it. You know, the Irving Gym days, we used to pack the house and get the place rocking. The fans were right on the floor, And you know, last night against Xavier, you know, we had this place going with only 7,200 people, which could be better because we can pack this gym. And it's nice to hear the place, sound like they're having fun.
You mentioned the Xavier game the other night, and very impressed with the second half, the way your ball club really got out and got after it. Yet I know Dick was talking about his rotation afterwards. That rotation going to tighten up a little bit? People going to have to earn minutes on this club in practice?
It's going to happen, and it's happening now because those 6, 7 guys have proven that we can use 6 or 7 and play and win and come back in a game where we're down 19 against a team that'll be a top 20 team at the end of the year. And they have 3 potential pros on that team, and it's just a team that we've proven we can play against. I don't think there's a better team in the MAC than Xavier, if you compare all the teams in the MAC between us.
We were talking a moment ago about all the components you had on the great NCAA teams. I'd like to think they're the same type of components on this year's edition of the Ball State Cards. I mean, in Jamal Sylvester, Steve Payne, Bill Gillis, you've got the athletes. Do you and the coaching staff like the blend, good blend here?
We're liking it as the year goes on. What we had to do is develop roles, and especially with this team, it's hard to develop roles because we have some new players coming in, and it's going to be tough because there's not enough minutes to go around. I was in a position where I came off the bench on our Sweet 16 team and was a shooter. And, like I said, what role could you not be happy with in being a shooter right, coming off the bench? And once these guys learn that, then we will be a winning team.
Always good to see you. Congratulations on the coaching side of things. Hope it goes well for you. All right, Greg.
Yep.
Greg Miller, outstanding athlete in his undergrad days here at Ball State, and of course now part of Dick Hunsaker's bench. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball inside University Arena in Muncie. Cards by 10 at the half. Transition. I'm going to tell you about how this first half shook out in just a minute or so. I'll let you know right now that the athletes of today can be much better than those of the past, thanks in part to work being done at the Ball State University Human Performance Laboratory.
Since its establishment in 1965, the Ball State University Human Performance Laboratory has grown from a one-room lab to its present 12,000 square foot facility. The internationally renowned research center provides vital training information. Athletes go through a series of tests to determine such things as aerobic capacity, percentage of body fat, muscle makeup, and ideal training methods. From these tests, advice can be given to make the most of an athlete's performance. In addition to sports performance in running, cycling, and swimming, research ranges from coronary artery disease in aging men to muscle fiber characteristics of Olympic champion athletes. Research results are published regularly worldwide and are a respected source in the field of sports medicine. But helping to train athletes and conducting research aren't the only missions of the lab. As Dr. David Kostel explains, the laboratory is a classroom as well.
Well, I think the students have an opportunity to really work with laboratory equipment and see what research is really like. So that gives them the opportunity to gain experience they probably wouldn't be able to gain unless they were actually in the field running their own laboratory.
There are about a dozen new students accepted each year into the master's degree program in exercise science and cardiac rehabilitation. 2 students annually begin the 3-year doctoral program that leads to a PhD in human bioenergetics. Additional activities reach beyond the university. The lab provides adult fitness and cardiac rehabilitation programs to the local community as well. Today's athletes can be tomorrow's champions, thanks to research conducted at Ball State University's Human Performance Lab.
Back at University Arena in Muncie, many noted people have been tested at Ball State's Human Performance Laboratory, including Vice President Dan Quayle, Frank Shorter, Bill Rogers, Alberto Salazar, and Olympic cyclist Connie Young. This feature was produced with the help of Ball State's Public Information Services. No go away, it's Ball State by 10 over think, is where this thing really started for Hunsaker's club to allow him to kick it out in transition.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that, because most ball clubs that you see that start picking up their tempo do it from the defensive end, because if you're playing good defense, that's going to up-tempo your offense, and everything's going to start going well for you.
Ball State had to withstand the early hot hand of Indiana State's outstanding off-guard Greg Thomas, who hit 3 of 4 triples in the first half of play amongst his 5 field goals, as he leads Indiana State with 13 points. We say we take a look at some of the action from the first half of play, and we'll give you an idea of what we talk about. Ball State continue to get those good looks inside, as we'll see Steve Payne go to work here, Luke.
Oh, you see Steve coming in, takes a good big drop step, going up real strong and bringing down the backboard on himself. You know, when you have people like that looking inside, he's ready to go in. Here you see and it going into Bill Gillis, also the same type of move. He's going in strong. You see a steal, though, by Mr. Greg Thomas, and as he heads up court.
Yeah, as we said, Thomas had an outstanding first half, leading Indiana State with those 13 points. He got some help from Jason Edwards, who hit 4 out of 5 from the floor for 9. And we'll take a look at the entire team picture right now for Tates Locke and his Sycamores of Indiana State. These the numbers from the first 20 minutes of play. Field goal percentage, Luke, about even, but I tell you what, you look at these numbers, and it really doesn't tell the story of how Ball State blew away in the last 6 minutes of the first half.
Well, I think it's up-tempo. The field goal shooting percentage, you have to take into account how many shots Ball State is getting, because they're getting a lot of those shots. They're able to come in, and when you take a lot more shots, even though they may not be going in, you're still 10 points up at half.
Those are the numbers for the first 20 minutes of play. Field goal percentage, and of course the 3-point field goal shooting in the free throw line is Dick Hunsaker. Probably still a little bit miffed, I think, about the call at the end of the first half that Dick thought Rodney Holmes had ripped down a 3-point hit. The officials only gave him 2. Individually in the first half, we mentioned Greg Thomas getting a good look at the 2 guard from Indiana State, had 13. Jason Edwards with the 9. Edwards also grabbed 4 rebounds. Ball State led by Jamie Matthews, who hit 3 of 5 from 3-point land, 5 of 8 for the floor, had 13. And Luke, Jamal Sylvester off the bench with 10, outstanding again. He really gives Hunsaker that instant offense and that explosiveness coming off the bench.
You know, we talked about the advantage of having somebody like that who's keyed up and ready to go. And see, not every basketball player is a guy that can come off the bench. Some of them have to get warmed up and get into the flow of the basketball game. And as many years as we've been watching Jamal Sylvester play, he has been able to come in and ignite instantly.
Dick Hunsaker a little bit worried about how his ball club would react after losing that very, very tough to swallow 81-78 overtime decision to Xavier in here on Monday night. Well, they've come back with a vengeance, and certainly maybe it's the in-state rivalry when Indiana State shows up, as everybody around the Hoosier State, Luke, knows. I mean, you're going to go to war against one another. They have not fallen off at all for Hunsaker tonight. Maybe some of his fears were unfounded.
Well, they picked up right where they left off as far as I'm concerned. And another thing, you talk about an interstate rival. Most of these kids being from Indiana, you're going to see they have known each other from high school. They have played college ball against each other, and maybe a JC situation. I know a couple of the ball players are from Vincennes. But, you know, when you have that situation where you've seen these guys for maybe 6, 5, 6, 7 years, it is very easy to get psyched up against it and play against somebody that you've known for that long, because you're going to see every time you're out who's the better guy.
Yeah. Both these ball clubs expected to be very instrumental when conference play begins after the turn of the calendar year. Of course, Ball State picked to finish, by most prognosticators, anywhere from the top spot to number 3 in the Mid-American Conference for that gentleman, Coach Dick Hunsaker. Indiana State, of course, in the Missouri Valley under Tates Locke, a program where Tates says, Luke, that, hey, this is probably my best group of athletes that I've assembled in my 4 years here.
Well, and you take under consideration, too, that they have not had a very easy preseason game. They've been, our preseason schedule, they've been playing a lot of very difficult teams and been coming out ahead. 3 wins in a row here.
All right, we're back in action. Second half of play. It's Ball State by 10, 38-28. Same 10 on the floor that started it for both ball clubs. Excellent drive, finger rolling baseline by Greg Thomas. We're going to go Ball State's way. Thomas not only can spot up and hit that standstill jumper, Luke, he shows us that if you want to come up and check him, he'll take it to the hoop on you.
Well, I'm impressed with him coming in 6 feet. He's averaging 17.5 points a basketball game, but he is not afraid to go inside into the tall timbers.
Jamal Sylvester on that excellent lob to Bill Gillis, who tried to power it up a couple of times. Sylvester ran it down for the Cardinals.
I have to wonder a little bit. Bill Gillis seems a little bit off on his shots around the basket, and he has spent so much time in the weight room, and I'm wondering if that hasn't set his touch off a little bit.
Powerfully built young man. Mark Hardwick pulled that jumper from about 12 feet away that rattled out. Oh, Indiana State trying to get on the board first here in the second half in their second possession. Jason Edwards got a good look from 18 and filled it up.
Well, my scouting report says Jason Edwards isn't a good outside shooter, but I'll tell you what, he has done a good job from the sides, and he's showing he can shoot from that 15-foot range.
Grab that scouting report and change it right now.
I just tore it up.
Sylvester, excellent entry pass. Steve Payne missed a chippy into the hands of Greg Thomas. Payne had a great look from about 2 feet away and couldn't get it to fall. I mentioned the same 10 starting, and let me check that. Sylvester and Hardwick in for Ball State instead of Quentin Benson.
David Hall.
And David Hall, that's correct. Turnover, Indiana State. Give it back to the Cards of Ball State. Jamie Matthews back at work on his opposite number, LaSalle Thompson for Tates Locke and his Sycamores. Hardwick looked down at Gillis, low block, and they'll swing it. Gillis will get it this time, go glass, not there.
Gillis should be knocking those down, Michael.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. Billy struggled in here the other night against Xavier also. Edwards, swing it left side outside that triple arc, LaSalle Thompson. Gilbert, wide open look from 10, and he'll fill it up. Yeah. So Chad Gilbert got a great pass and stuck it.
Yeah, Gilbert, not what you call a conventional basketball player. He just kind of does the work that he's supposed to do, and doesn't put a lot of finesse into it. But hey, you need guys that'll go to work.
Bill Gillis again taking that entry pass, trying to go to work, and he drew the foul from Indiana State.
Ball State off cute a little bit.
Jamal Sylvester had a wide open look at the bucket from about 8 feet away, and it rattled out on him. The Ball State still dry to start the second half.
Well, Marcus Johnson back in the middle. He only played 4 minutes that first half.
That hurt. LaSalle Thompson bombs home a long-range triple hit. And just like that, Indiana State with a quick 7-0 run has cut this thing down to 3. Dick Hunziker says, hey, enough. I need a timeout. Don't go away. Ball State being closed in on by the Sycamores, 38-35. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball out of University Arena in Muncie.
Dreams really do come true at
For Ball State's offense, he and Mark Hardwick in that backcourt were Jamal Sylvester, Steve Payne, and Bill Gillis up front. Bodies on the floor. Thomas will win the sprawl and send LaSalle Thompson running the other way for Indiana State. Well, Tate's Locke's guys have come out with a lot of fire inside them in the second half, Luke.
Well, I think they probably had an inspirational talk at halftime. What do you think?
I think Colorful Tates maybe did that, to be sure. Jason Edwards thinking about it baseline, backs it out of there to LaSalle Thompson. Indiana State will reset that offense.
Well, the Sycamores still being very patient. If they don't have it, they back it back out. They want to get that first pick off of the point guard Thompson and see what LaSalle can do and what happens and opens up underneath.
Shot clock down to 6 now, getting very, very thin. Stolen away Hardwick. Hardwick goes strong to the hoop and got it down. So Mark Hardwick out of Jake County High School, Dunkirk, Indiana, getting on the board here in the second half with his first field goal of the night for Ball State. Their first points in the second half, and it came 4 minutes into it. Edwards will put it on the floor, wanted to go to the hole. Offensive foul, Jason Edwards, who looks up at referee Mick Seacrest in a bit of disbelief.
Well, he is normally a pretty good driver putting the basketball on the floor, but when you put your head down, watch him put his head down. We see he starts ducking in, and he's just running over everybody that's in the way.
If he thought he was under the hoop where you won't get the offensive foul called, he had to take a second look when he looked up at Mick Seacrest.
sorely mistaken.
40-35, Ball State by 5. Mark Hardwick now working on Greg Thomas. Payne posted on that low block. He was being fronted by Chad Gilbert, and we got a whistle off the ball.
Ball State likes to use the guards picking each other when they're off the ball. They know they don't have any ball in their hands, and they wait till the wingman has it, and they pick for each other. Thompson trying to get through, got caught in the mixed match. Foul.
LaSalle Thompson got hit with that personal foul, his second. Third already on Indiana State in the second half. Jamal Sylvester looked at that low block and then backed it out of there, and we get a 3-second call on Bill Gillis and Steve Payne. Both of Dick Hunsaker's big fellas up front got caught in there. David Hall pops off Hunsaker's bench to check in.
One thing that Indiana State has done for the second half, in the first half they were letting the entry pass go down inside. Now they're fronting everybody that's coming across the middle, so that's getting Ball State off their cue. They're not able to get the ball in like they want to because they want to get it in and then kick it back out or get the easy 2 points. Indiana State has done a nice job of switching up their defense.
David Hall hounding Marcus Johnson. Johnson almost got hit with a 5-second call. Chad Gilbert going to load it up from 18 off that back iron into the hands of Bill Gillis. Jamie Matthews will start the other way. He who authored 13 first half points for Hunsaker's Cards. Ball State by 5, 40-35. Happy you're with us tonight out of University Arena in Muncie. Gillis strong up off the window and down.
That's the best move that Bill Gillis has had this evening because he got the ball in the paint. He took that big drop step towards the hoop, got Marcus Johnson on his hip, and that's what he wanted to the glass.
That's his move. Bill Gillis with a total of 9 on the night. Thomas will pull, squeeze out that tough baseline J.
That is a hard shot. When you're coming down there full speed and stop on a dime and putting it up, you have nothing to look at but air on the other side of the hoop, and anybody that can do that consistently from the baseline is an excellent shooter.
15 for Greg Thomas, 42-37. Ball State by 5. Gillis and Thomas match buckets at either end. Gillis again, going to go glass from about 8. Now that's the Bill Gillis we saw a lot last year.
Yeah, Bill Gillis is finally starting to get a little bit together, but you see Marcus Johnson's playing back behind him again. And when he first started off of the first start in the second period, he was playing in front of him. Now he's letting Gillis have the ball inside.
Bill Gillis with 11 now as Ball State's lead bumps back up to 7, 44-37. Chad Gilbert, Marcus Johnson, Greg Thomas. Thomas going to load up at 3. Not there, but he got banged hard by Mark Hardwick. That foul is going to go on Hardwick. Luke, you were saying?
Well, one of the things I was saying about Marcus Johnson, one thing that Tates Locke said about him, he is the nicest man that he has had the ability to coach because he is so nice and easygoing. Maybe a little bit of his non-aggressiveness because he's such a good personality. Here you see the foul now. Thomas going to line. He's going to shoot 3 shots.
He was firing it up beyond the arc as you just saw Quentin Benson back in the contest for Ball State. There's a rarity, something you won't see a lot. Greg Thomas missing from the stripe. He came in here at 81% at 18 for 22 on the year.
And using every bit of the iron.
Sometimes you got to have them that way.
You do.
Mike Harris checking in for Tates Locke and the Sycamores of Indiana State. Mike Harris, 6'5", freshman out of Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Yeah, Mike's still taking a little bit of a transition. You know, that's a big step going from high school to college basketball. It takes a little bit of time to get adjusted, and he's still in that transition period.
Greg Thomas hitting but 1 of the 3 from the line. 44-38, Ball State's lead at 6. David Hall in trouble. Up top, Matthews. Entry pass too tall for Bill Gillis, out of bounds. Turnover, Ball State.
Well, that's one thing that Ball State has always done pretty well. When they are moving the ball back around the horn, they like to have their big man get the hip on the defensive person, put their hand up in the air, lob it inside. Let's get a jam. Didn't work that time.
Lock and lob.
Lock and lob.
Bill Gillis and Jamie Matthews like that. They play that 2-man game well. LaSalle Thompson with a Matthews hand in his face came up missing badly from about 15 feet away. Ball State will run it the other way. David Hall in the contest. Hall, Sylvester, and Bill Gillis on that front line. Quentin Benson, Jamie Matthews at the guard spots for Dick Hunsaker's club. Jamal Sylvester being hounded by Mike Harris. Quentin Benson with that jump stop. He got Marcus Johnson off his feet, or excuse me, Jason Edwards off his feet and drew the personal foul.
You know, one thing about Quentin Benson, when he gets the ball inside, he's got a little bit of a stutter. Watch how he gets the ball in, and watch his faking. He kind of hops around here, jump, and he's just a little bit jittery. He's kind of a hard person to guard because he's got a little bit kind of an almost uncontrolled setting, but he does a real nice job of playing the ball inside. For 6'3", too.
Quentin Benson, a junior. Maybe that's some of that Chicago, Illinois upbringing, Luke, out of Carver High School.
Very well be.
Marcus Johnson checking back in for Ball State. He replaces Mike Harris. Harris seen but about a minute of playing time and back down on Tates Locke's bench. Quentin Benson bangs home 2 for 2 from that line, so Benson in the books for the first time tonight. Checking back in Steve Payne for the Cardinals of Ball State. Their lead is jumped back up to 8, 46-38. 12:15 left in the contest from University Arena in Muncie. Good show and go, Jason Edwards. The bruise, the bucket, and he'll go to the line. He took a whack.
Yep, David Hall got himself a little bit out of position, and Edwards still doing a nice job. He gets the ball, he faces up on the hoop. Good big first step. Here you see him, nice big step going in. That's how it's done, and he did take a whack. David Hall.
Jason Edwards, outstanding show and go to the hoop that time, and he'll complete the three-point play. 46-41, the lead down to 5 as Jason Edwards has a total of 12 now.
Sycamore's coming up a little bit higher on their defense, giving a little bit of half-court pressure. Get back in this basketball game, 5 down.
Inside 12 left. They're facing, as Luke just said, that 5-point deficit at 46-41. David Hall, good entry pass. Quentin Benson. Steve Payne then wanted to go strong, but he stepped on that baseline out of bounds. Turnover. Ball State. Tates Locke liking the work of his ball club as they have cut into what was a 10-point Ball State halftime lead. They'll go away. Cardinals lead it by 5 when we get you back to University Arena in Muncie. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball. Up the intensity defensively, maybe there. Quentin Benson stepping in the passing lane, excellent anticipation. Turnover ISU.
Well, one thing Ball State needs to do is put a little bit more pressure on the people up front and get those kinds of situations.
Jamie Matthews back to work for Huntsaker's offense. Jamal Sylvester thought about taking Jason Edwards' baseline and backed it out of there. Sylvester put it on the floor to the hoop. Got contact on the body, and he'll go to the line. Jamal Sylvester, Luke, had a wide open 10-footer, but said, why not go to the bucket?
Well, he had a wide open 10-footer, but you could just see, you could almost drive a truck through it as it opened up, though. And he did the right thing going to the hole, because you might as well put yourself on the line, the potential for a three-point play.
That's exactly where Jamal Sylvester is for Cards of Ball State. Jamal with his 11th point of the night. He'll look for number 12. Split the pair. Jamal Sylvester. The lead will stay at 6, 47-41. LaSalle Thompson, Jason Edwards, Greg Thomas, Chad Gilbert, and Marcus Johnson, who's going to jump over the top of Bill Gillis. Not there. Look at Gilbert go back to the hoop and had it swatted away. Sylvester on the run out, Ball State. Baseline, his pass intended for Quentin Jordan got stripped away by Jason Edwards.
Well, when Gilbert went inside that time, Steve Payne in there, going in for the block, got the tip, got the fast break going.
Jamie Matthews to play it in the offensive end for the Cardinals. Sylvester at the triple line. Indiana State now in a matchup zone, Luke.
Yep. Bill
Matthews.
Gillis, very astute, taking a look at from the bottom part, can tell if it's a zone or a man-to-man. Did the right thing in calling it out. You got to talk to your teammates and let them know what's going on.
Jamal Sylvester floats home a 10-foot jumper, had a wide open look at the bucket and bottomed it out. 49-41, Ball State's lead back to 8. Indiana State had cut it to 5. Gilbert going to fire the 3 and rip the nets. Chad Gilbert.
Now tell me how many 6'9" kids you see out there shooting three-pointers.
Well, if they had the triple when you were playing, you would have stepped out and launched it a time or two, wouldn't you?
Not without sitting a while.
Baseline, Bill Gillis. Good face-up and busting home the 8-foot jumper off the baseline.
Well, I tell you, after the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, he has really shaped up because he's really starting to get himself under control. He seems much calmer as he's going up for the hoop. 13
Bill Gillis points. Been very, very solid offensively second half. Lead back up to 7 for Ball State, 51-44. Quentin Benson is all over Greg Thomas down at the bottom of your screen. Thomas trying to shake free, get the basketball. What denial defense there by Benson.
Yep, he's going to tell him it was denting.
Thomas baseline. Benson just all over Greg Thomas. Shot clock at 9. In trouble. Indiana State's offense out of sync. Shot clock at 3. Never get it up. Matthews will steal. Benson to the hole. Got it.
That was all Quentin Benson's doing. He played such tenacious defense. He was not going to let Greg Thomas have that basketball. He deserved those 2.
Tremendous work on the defensive end of the floor from Quentin Benson, and he was rewarded. Ball State back up by 9 when we get you back to University Arena in Muncie. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball.
The land was divided and without a king. Many attempted to lead the way, but they were much the same. And then one man stepped forth from the darkness, Pizza King.
Halt! Discard that common pizza. Everyone deserves to eat like royalty.
Ballyhoo Pizza King, the leader in a divided land. Free delivery available at 2 Terre Haute locations, 900 Chestnut and 2405 Poplar.
Dreams really do come true at Woodland Gardens. Exclusive condominiums nestled on Delaware County's premier golf course, designed by Jack Nicklaus. The Players Club at Woodland Trails. You deserve the best, and Tucker Lane Construction has delivered with beautifully spacious custom floor plans from 1,600 to 3,400 square feet. Woodland Garden sites are going fast, so visit our model today. Tucker Lane Construction is proud to feature high-efficiency add-on heat pumps in our homes.
There's magic in the air this holiday.
Crash it!
Bringing lots of cheer.
Come in, Mr. Scrooge.
Full of warmth and twice the wishes.
Got something for you.
It's holiday.
I won $10,000.
Making holiday wishes come true.
And catch it. I doubled your salary. Oh, Mr. Scrooge, thank you.
After their lead was sliced down to 5, the defensive intensity got turned up. Look at Quentin Benson, Luke Whitty.
Well, I tell you what, this is what you call going nose to belly button, because he was all over Greg Thomas. He was not letting him go anywhere. Here you see the frustrating just in the last closing minutes, and Quentin Benson ended up getting the 2 points off of that.
The reward was justified there off
right.
the Jamie Matthews pass. Roger Paramore's whistle stopped it. Quentin Benson just got hit with that personal foul. That is his 3rd. And that is number 3 on the Cards second half. Dick Hunsicker continuing to shout out those defensive instructions to his ball club. 53-44, Ball State by 9. We're inside 9 minutes left in the contest.
Well, I tell you, to get Greg Thomas that basketball, they set everybody in the country on a pick to get him open for that one.
Young man knows what to do with it when he gets his hands on it. Put it in the hole. Greg Thomas continuing his outstanding offensive work, has 18 now for Indiana State. They're still within striking distance, 53-46. Jamie Matthews running this offense for the Cardinals. Sylvester slicing baseline, floats it up. Hung on that iron, didn't go, and Bill Gillis lost it out of bounds. Give it back to Indiana State.
Both teams are really upscaling their defense. The last 10 minutes of this basketball game, I think we're just going to see a real scramble here.
I think you're right on it, Luke Whitty. LaSalle Thompson, Greg Thomas, Chad Gilbert, Marcus Johnson, Jason Edwards, the 5 that started it for Tates Locke Sycamores. Thomas with that home run ball didn't stay down for him. He loves to unload that 3, and all he needs just a little bit of air, too, to get it off.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for him. They set him up with a lot of picks the last time down the floor, but he does not need much room.
Came in averaging 17.5 a game. He's bettered that already with 18 tonight. Jamie Matthews, Jamal Sylvester, Quentin Benson, Steve Payne, Bill Gillis, the 5 wearing the red and white of Ball State. Matthews, runner in the paint, came up flat into the hands of Marcus Johnson. Tate Slock will tell Greg Thomas to get a good look, run the offense, and be patient.
That's exactly right.
Gilbert, there's the good look for 3, and you can count it. Chad Gilbert hits his second 3 in the last couple of minutes. Here comes Indiana State right back to within 4. Gillis baseline, double team there, threw it away. That's going back to Indiana State. Turnover on the Cardinals of Ball State, who have been a little bit sloppy last couple times down the floor.
Yeah, you have to be under control all the time. And the thing of it is, you know, just what I said just a few minutes ago about their defense. When Ball State plays good defense, they play good offense. And their defense hasn't been quite that upscale other than Quentin Benson's really good defense on Greg Thomas. But they've been a little bit lax, and when that falls down a little bit, their offense just isn't quite as sharp.
They've let Gilbert spot up wide open for a couple of 3s. Here's another one from Chad Gilbert, in and out. Curled the iron and rang out of there. Gilbert spotted up again, thought he had it down, and kicked out.
Well, he had big Bill Gillis coming right at him. That might throw your shot off a little. He's a big man coming in there.
Gillis flew out at Chad Gilbert. 53-49, Ball State by 4. Gillis looking at Marcus Johnson, then kick it back up top. Jamie Matthews to reset this Ball State offense. Matthews with that skip pass. Quentin Benson in rhythm. He'll stick that 12-foot jumper.
Benson really playing a great second half. Basketball again going inside to Gillis. Enough presence of mind to kick it back outside and move the ball around the horn.
Excellent ball movement by Ball State that trip. 55-49. Edwards, good face-up. Banged off that back iron from 14 feet away, and Sylvester's running out Ball State. Had it stolen away, Thomas. Thomas 2-on-2. To the hole, got drilled by Bill Gillis. He'll go to the line.
Greg Thomas is not happy. He just took a strong look at the official. He is getting beaten up out there because the defensive presence has just been following everywhere he's been. And, you know, a lot of times there's a little bit of bumping and going on. It's frustrating him quite a bit right now.
He took a serious bruise there from Bill Gillis. Going to the hoop.
There you see him coming inside. Good strong move. One step up. Whack. Oh, he got him on the arm and the leg and the foot. And let's see what else.
You're saying he should be at the stripe.
He should be at the stripe or in an ice bucket.
He's there looking for his 20th point of the night. Put it in the book for Greg Thomas. He bullseyes 2 for 2 from the line. 55-51. Indiana State just not going away. They're 3-1 on the year for Tate Slock as they come in here to Muncie tonight. Trying to beat their in-state rival Ball State on the road. Tough chore, and Locke's club's right there with the Cardinals.
Well, Tate Slock has done a nice job with this basketball team. They have good presence of mind, and they're well disciplined.
Gillis running baseline. Got cut off by Jason Edwards. Gillis got to give it up. Had it stripped. Gilbert took it away. Indiana State's basketball for a moment, and then Matthews takes it right back. Matthews pulls up the 12-footer, came up short. Gillis to muscle it up. Got contact. He'll go to the line. That looked a little bit suspect, that whole sequence there. I'll let you describe it.
I am not going to describe it because nobody could find a handle on that basketball, and it looked like everybody wanted it, but nobody could find a handle on it. You know, watching Tate Slock get up and start walking the sidelines, you know, that's very frustrating when you have the ball and you're ready for transition and you just can't get the thing back up the court. Here you have Matthews coming in. He takes a shot. Gillis gets a rebound. He tries to put it back away. And you end up with putting a guy on the foul line. That's not a very pleasant set of circumstances, especially for Tate Slock.
On the other end, Dick Hunsaker asking his offense to be a little more in the flow of the way they do it on the practice floor, other than what he just saw.
Well, when you're in a situation like that, the best thing to do is back out. But then when the defense only has 3 or 4 men playing defense, your first instinct is, let's go after him. It's like playing a man short in hockey.
Bill Gillis,
right?
yeah, something like that. I'll go along with it. There you see all the numbers you need to know. Ball State by 5, 56-51. We're at 4:45 left in the contest, or regulation time at any rate. Mike Harris back at the contest for Indiana State. Tates Locke talking about again, patience, run the offense, get a good look at the hoop. LaSalle Thompson. Harris put it on the deck. Thompson's going to rainbow that triple that hits big time for Indiana State.
Well,
LaSalle Thompson,
LaSalle
big
Thompson,
shot.
he's had 2 of those long-range three-pointers, and they weren't on the line either. He was backing away from it. This man can hit it from way out.
Pike High School, Indianapolis, Indiana, pulls Ball State's lead down to 2, make it 4 again, as Jamal Sylvester hits a tough baseline jumper.
With the left hand, just coming up there nice and smooth. He's changing hands as he's going up there. Nice job.
Ball State needed that. Needed a big hoop out of their offensive. Got one, 58-54. Ball State by 4. Edwards, good move to the hole. And we have got a Steve Payne foul inside. Payne says, hey, I got a lot of basketball, referee John Tipton. Tipton said, I saw body too.
Yeah, a lot is the key word. Here you get a good look at Steve Payne.
Impressive athlete.
6'7", weighing about 210 pounds. He's a good athlete.
He
good
just
jumper.
exploded in here on Monday night against Xavier. Just tremendous. At times carried Hunsaker's club on his back. Jason Edwards at the line is 15 now on the evening. Played a solid contest himself, especially on the offensive end, Luke.
Yeah, he has done a nice job. He squares up to the basket very nicely. Does that old reverse pivot. A man by the name of John Havlicek perfected that one.
58-55 is splitting the pair was Jason Edwards. Inside 3:30 left in his second half. University Arena in Muncie. Glad you're with us tonight. Ball State Cardinal basketball along with Luke Whitty. I'm Michael Regai. We thought it'd be outstanding between these two in-state rivals, and it has been. Benson with that jump stop. Gillis in trouble. Matthews shot clock at 5. Jamie to the hole. Offensive foul. Jamie Matthews give it back to Indiana State.
You see Jason Edwards just jumping right in there, getting himself good placement. Tates Locke loves that type of defense.
Luke, that's 43 seconds of terrific defensive posture from Indiana State. Don't go away. Ball State's lead at 3, and here come the Sycamores when we come back to University Arena in Muncie. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball.
Here at McQuick's, we do more good things for your car in 10 minutes than most places that keep your car all day. We start with a complete lubrication. We drain and replace your dirty oil with quality Quaker State motor oil. Anybody that knows engines knows Quaker State is one tough motor oil. We replace your oil filter, check your air cleaner, and top off all your car's fluid. We even clean the windows and vacuum the floors. All in about 10 minutes. Once we change your oil, we think we'll change your mind. We're McQuick's Oil Lube.
Now through the end of the year, your local Gold Key Cadillac dealer is offering special year-end closeout sale prices on all 1992 and 1993 Cadillacs. Right now, you can drive home in a new 1993 Cadillac Sedan DeVille for only $499 per month by taking advantage of GMAC's special 24-month Smart Lease program. Or take advantage of up to a $2,000 cash incentive on the remaining 1992 Cadillac Eldorados and Sevilles. Don't miss the special year-end closeout sale prices only at your local Gold Key Cadillac dealer and only through December 31st.
Where do you go when you want more? What you eat pizza for? Delicious toppings, incredible crust. Make no mistake, there's just one place that's us. Good to the very edge. Pizza King Pizza. Pizza King Pizza. We make it good to the very edge. Pizza King Pizza. Good to the very edge.
Pizza Kings of Muncie, Anderson, Richmond, and East Central Indiana. Serving quality for over 30 years.
All set for the final 3:08. Who knows, maybe more inside University Arena, Muncie, Indiana. Let's take a look at how Ball State is finding it tough going inside on this interior Indiana State defense.
Well, you see Jamie Matthews coming in there, and Jason Edwards right there waiting for him. Both of them did some time at Vincennes Junior College.
Indiana State now on the offensive end. Mike Harris, a 6'5" freshman in the contest, getting some quality minutes for Tates Locke. 58-55. Ball State's lead been as large as a dozen tonight, now down to 3. Thompson, that's an NBA 3, not there. Look at Harris go high. Putback is put down by Marcus Johnson, pounding the offensive glass. Tate Locke's ball club.
Marcus Johnson, that's his first 2 points of the night, coming in at a very critical time.
Couldn't have come at a better time. The lead down to 1, 58-57. Jamie Matthews wanted to go on the low block. Mike Harris overplaying Jamal Sylvester there. Approaching the 2-minute mark, Ball State by 1, 58-57. Dick Hunsicker looking for his offense to be run effectively, wants a good shot out of this trip.
Coach Locke's Sycamores has done a very nice job defensively. Been predominantly in a man-to-man all evening long.
Matthews had to force it baseline. The big stick back from Bill Gillis to put Ball State back up 3. Huge offensive board and stick back from Gillis.
Bill Gillis has had a great second half.
60-57. Minute 35 left. Rising up and burying the 3. Marcus Johnson stepped out to tie it up at 60.
I should have gone to Miami and played for Tates Locke if he wants his big men to shoot from that far out.
You would have liked that. Marcus Johnson with 5 quick points. We're tied at 60 apiece. Shades of Monday night here in University Arena. Silvestro put it hard on the deck, went to the hoop, and drew the foul from Mike Harris. And that is going to be team foul number 7 on Indiana State. Put Jamal Sylvester at the line for the Cards of Ball State.
Well, Mike Harris going down, taking a little bit of rest, and Jason Edwards coming back in for him. But he has played very well tonight, getting some nice quality time in. The more time you can spend on the floor as a freshman, the better off you're going to be. You're going to get yourself integrated into the offense and the defense and in the team concept.
Jamal Sylvester will toe the charity stripe to our right for Ball State. We're tied at 60 apiece, minute and 12 left in it. Jamal goes dead letter perfect on that first toss.
You think it was high enough?
You think it had some precipitation on it is what you're saying when it came down, huh?
Well, you got to put some arch on it.
Jamal hits a pair from the line, put Ball State up a deuce, 62-60. Let's see what Tates Locke gets out of his offense. Game clock, that's in set, lower right of your screen. We're approaching the 60-second mark. Ball State by a pair. This is Jason Edwards. Gilbert in trouble in the paint. They battle on that glass, and we've got a foul, and it's going on Jason Edwards, who went over the back.
Yep, Edwards came in there a little bit too anxious, wanted to get the ball back up on the board so he can bat it around a little bit, just get a chance for it to replay itself over the back. Take that long walk.
Get a nice look at Dick Hunsicker talking to his guard tandem of Jamie Matthews and Quentin Benson. Hope you're enjoying this one around the Hoosier State tonight. Longtime rivals Indiana State and Ball State, and all of you watching via WTTV, Channel 4 out of Indianapolis. Hope you've enjoyed the first 39 minutes plus of this one. Steve Payne connects on his first from the charity stripe. He'll earn the bonus. Ball State could go up 4 if Payne can connect here.
This guy's name.
Payne hits twice. Ball State by 4, 64-60. Tates Locke says, I need a timeout. Well, Tates Locke's got to talk about it with his offense. He had tied it up at 60 a moment ago, Luke Whitty, after his big center, Marcus Johnson, hit the huge stick back and then steps out and hits the 3. But Ball State got a couple of good looks out of their offense, first with Gillis on the putback, and then Jamal Sylvester going to the hoop.
Well, I think, too, when you take when you take a look at what Indiana State was doing, you know, they got some three-pointers from Gilbert and Marcus Johnson, which normally Marcus Johnson you're not going to get a lot of three-pointers out of. But you know, that came as kind of out of the plan of the offense. So we need to see Indiana State getting into the plan of their offense so they can effectively go for the two.
We'll see that coming up out of Tate's Locks huddle in just a second. I remind you, this Ball State Cardinal basketball game is telecast under rights granted by Ball State University and is solely intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any use of this telecast without the express written consent of Ball State University is expressly and solely prohibited. Along with Luke Whitty, Michael Regai, glad you could be a part of it tonight. We know you got what you bargained for, and as I said, these 39 minutes plus a few ticks to this point, and Indiana State is not out of this with the way LaSalle Thompson and Greg Thomas can throw it up and down behind the arc.
Well, you've got a number of people that are threats, Gilbert too, so you have three people that you got to keep out of that three-point range, except they need a four-pointer.
Thomas going all the way to the hole and then backs out of there. Edwards spinning baseline, in and out, wouldn't stay down. Had it again and drew the foul. Oh, Jason Edwards, tenacity, stayed with it, will go to the line.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. You've got to stop that clock. You can't let people start rolling out ahead of you with the clock stopped. But in this particular situation, Indiana State says, let's go to the line as much as we possibly can. That's why they're looking for the ball inside and low. Because, like I said before, there's no four-pointer at this point in the stage of the game, rather. So they're going for the shots inside, put themselves on the line, get it within two, hopefully play good defense on this transition, come down 2 points down, and then we can go for the three-pointer.
64-60, Indiana State down by 4 with Jason Edwards going to the line when we get back after this timeout. You know, the legacy of Larry Bird, and we were talking about this to some of the Indiana State sports information people before the game, Luke. 33-1 in that tremendous run back in 1979. They go to the NCAA championship game before losing to Michigan State. And, you know, maybe unreasonable to expect 33-1 type of years in Terre Haute for the good folk down there that Larry Bird and that crew put together. But this seems to be a basketball program that under Tate's Lock is getting better year by year.
I don't think there's any question with the rebuilding program that Tate has put together, and they've gotten better each and every year. They had a horrendous start at the beginning of last season. I think they lost their first 6 games. Right. They're 1-7. You know, so they just could not get themselves out of the hole. If they had been 500, they would have had a great season, and things would have been a lot better off for them. But the program is on the up and up. They're 3-1 coming into this basketball game, playing some very difficult teams, and they've had to play some great basketball. This program is on its way.
And on the other bench, Dick Hunsaker and his Ball State Cardinals, well, they're tournament tested. They're in postseason play for the last 4 years, and that's what they build toward in, of course, a MAC title. Jason Edwards sticks his first from the line, the lead back to 3. There's Dick Hunsaker. Great tie tonight, Coach.
Oh, that was a great tie.
We had to compliment Hunsaker on that tie tonight.
That's a Cardinal tie. It's got the red in it.
Jason Edwards, very cool at the stripe, knocks down a couple, 64-62. Let's see how long Indiana State's going to play defense before they foul. They don't want to put Matthews on the stripe. Mark Hardwick handling the basketball. 30 seconds left. Ball State loses it. LaSalle Thompson on the steal, and they threw it away. Jamal Sylvester got it right back. LaSalle Thompson had a chance to get the offense going to maybe tie it and threw it away on the turnover.
Thompson's got to be really disappointed, and Greg Thomas came over and grabbed his head and said, hey, that's okay. And the thing of it is, you know, what a great defensive setting that Indiana State, lots of pressure. What you said was right. They needed to go and get the basketball as best they could and foul, and I think they were really trying to get a foul here. Here you see LaSalle. He comes up with the basketball almost a carry. Could not handle it. It was too low to Harris. You got to get it on the numbers. You can't throw it at the feet.
Sylvester missed his first, but Bill Gillis ran it down. Indiana State's got a clamp. Got a foul. They got it right there with Mark Hardwick. Indiana State had a chance, but oh, does Bill Gillis come up very large for Dick Hunsaker, grabbing that offensive rebound off the Jamal Sylvester free throw misfire.
Well, I don't want to say that is something a senior center is supposed to do, but that's what a senior center is supposed to do. He's supposed to get in there, get that basketball, slow it down. Hey, it's our basketball. Get it off the line, get back out. Mark Hardwick to the line for 2.
Hardwick bullseyes to put the Cardinal lead at 3. Don't go away yet. Sycamores are not done. Hardwick dead center perfect on both. Mark Hardwick from the stripe hitting a pair. 66-62 now.
They want to bring Quentin Benson in here. A little bit more defensive pressure. Benson coming down, and you know who he's going to take.
Ball State by 4, only 16 ticks left. Thomas has got to get it up. Fires a long tray off that iron, won't go. Loose on the floor. Harris out of the scramble. He got it with 4 seconds left. Ball State doesn't have to inbound it. That's it. It's going to run out. 66-64. Ball State over Indiana State. Did Tate Slock not have a timeout left? Couldn't get one there. Ball State never had to inbound it. Harris' stick back came with about 3 left.
Ball's
Cardinals let it run out.
Yeah,
66-64 the final. Outstanding contest between the longtime Hoosier State rivals here as Ball State up by 10 at the break hangs on to beat Indiana State 66-64. They'll go away. We'll come back and tell you about this one post game. You're watching Ball State Cardinal basketball out of University Arena in Muncie.
Why do more people buy Ford F-Series than any other truck?
Toughness and value. We use them on the job. They never let us down.
For the past 15 years, toughness, proven reliability, and comfort have made Ford's full-size pickup America's bestseller.
Also by Ford dealers preferred.
We got 40 solid minutes out of this one tonight between the Sycamores and the Cardinals, but hey, 108th meeting between these two ball clubs and great Hoosier State rivals. We wouldn't have expected it any other way.
No, I don't really think you could expect another game any other way with these two basketball teams on the floor. They came out and both of them played very hard defense. The defense was the key this evening because both teams, when they needed the basketball, they came in, you know, right down at the end of the game here. You see Bill Gillis come up with an extremely big rebound off a missed foul shot, and the defense just proved the point that this is where it's at in basketball.
Indiana State outstanding in the way when they got down a dozen in the second half. They came back strong, and by people that maybe you wouldn't expect from Tate Locke's club to step out and hit threes, and Chad Gilbert and in big Marcus Johnson, yet they came back and made the serious push and forced Ball State to play that tough D down the stretch.
Well, it's nice to see Marcus Johnson come in. He has no points coming in the last couple minutes of the basketball play. He gets a nice rebound, puts it back in for 2, comes down, shoots a 3-pointer, gets 3 points, has 5 very quick points, gets them back in the basketball game very quickly. And as you said, Chad Gilbert comes up. He is kind of a mystery to everybody. He should be playing down underneath the basket. He comes out, shoots 3-pointers. He hits a couple of them, and he does an excellent job this evening. So you have people that come out that have stepped out of their roles and played very up-tempo because the defense was so strong on Greg Thomas. He could hardly move, and LaSalle Thompson had people all over him. And you got to give Ball State the credit because they played some great defense down the stretch.
Both these ball clubs came off very tough contests on Monday night. Now, Indiana State did rack up a 20-point win over Eastern Illinois, and Tate Slock comes in here very upbeat with his ball club at 3-1. But Dick Hunsaker was concerned, and he told me after the Xavier game the other night, I want to see how my kids bounce back. We've played 4 basketball games now in 6 nights. I think he's going to give his Cardinals an A for effort this evening.
Oh, there's no question about it because they did come back here. They sucked it up. They were ready to play. And, you know, I watched them in their shoot-around today, and they were really off-key. They were kind of quiet. They weren't doing things quite the way Dick wanted them to do. He had to get on them a little bit. He said, hey, I want to keep this tempo going that we've already established. Let's get ourselves under control. Let's start getting some things done. So he had to kind of push them a little bit, and I think they followed through on the court this evening.
Both these ball clubs, as we said, looking for big things when conference play swings in after the first of the year. 2 tough conferences, obviously, Indiana State and the Missouri Valley Conference. You know they will be tested there. And, of course, Ball State, always a perennial power, a perennial favorite in the Mid-American. They're picked to finish number 2 this year behind Joby Wright's Miami Redskins. And Dick Hunsaker, I think, feels down deep, Luke, that his ball club has a chance to be back in their familiar lofty perch atop the MAC. 66-64, Ball State beats Indiana State. We're coming right back to University Arena in Muncie. Don't go away.